Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of War Thunder. Today we're going to be taking a look at the MiG-21 SMT. Now, a quick disclaimer. I am not a pro at this game. I don't claim to be. So keep in mind that what you see in the video doesn't necessarily mean you guys have to go ahead and do it. Number two, I'm not a historian. I don't claim to know anything and everything about the aircraft. Number three, I'm not an engineer. The aerodynamics of the aircraft, I have no clue how it works or, how War Thunder should implement it. I'm not here to bag the game. I'm not here to bag the aircraft. So, with that being said, let's get into the history about the MiG-21s. The MiG-21 was undoubtedly the most successful Cold War fighters in terms of what it was used for. It operated in over 50 air forces around the globe, seeing production past 10,000. Holy crap, that's actually very close to the Bf-109s and the F-16 Falcon, which is a modern jet versus a World War II prop. So that says a lot about how efficient and how cost efficient this aircraft was. We'll get into that later. The MiG fighter was developed and began in 1938 during World War II and accumulated a substantial amount of data from World War II, like the MiG-3, the MiG-15, which was in the Korean War, the MiG-19, and now the MiG-21. The MiG-21 was nicknamed the fishbed and was NATO's designation name. The MiG-21 was needed and was a well-developed aircraft at the time. It was one of the most successful fighters for the Soviet Union. In the fall of 1953, the Soviet government issued requirements for a lightweight Mach 2 capable interceptor fighter for its frontal aviation branch and the Soviet Air Force at the time. Now you have to understand, guys, that during this time the Soviets were, in terms, lacked the resources, at least in terms of, staff members. We're not going to get into why that was. That's a little bit controversial. But the interceptor would make use of a radar ranging sight for the gun accuracy and long-range missiles at the time, and required that in the future that the missiles would be adaptable in later variants. Now, where did the MiG-21 really shine? Well, we'll get to that after this. So the MiG-21 also was required to hold missiles. Now keep in mind the earlier production models, the F-13s or the F variants, were limited in that. And in terms of fuel capacity were very limited as well, as they were designed to be interceptors to take out bombers. So what was their solution? Well, they actually obtained some missiles from the US through unforeseen circumstances. The MiG-21's missiles were at the beginning very unreliable, and the Soviets at the time didn't know or compare how to use them or how to develop them. So the missile solution for the MiG-21 was solved when the American AIM-9 Sidewinder was passed to the Soviet Union by ways of China in their fight with Taiwan. The missile was deconstructed and reverse engineered and eventually became the Soviet quote-unquote rip-off of the K-13. What we have in game are I believe the R-60s and the R-3Ss, which were developed from the AIM-9s. The Soviet Union didn't understand at the time, so they proceeded to make them better and better. They were then passed on to what would later be the MiG-23 Frogger, or the Sukhoi 17s, 20s, and 22 fighters, but those aren't in the game. The MiG-21 was highly successful during the Vietnam War. The NATO designation for the MiG-21 was fishbed. I'm sorry. The MiG-21s were exceptionally good. They were cost efficient, and the Soviet Union, and during this time, each MiG-21 unit cost, I believe, in U.S. terms, $3 million per unit. That is a significantly cost-efficient jet and gave the Soviets an edge in terms of production. Now, they were very good, easy to maintain. The pilots did claim that the aircraft was very easy to fly in terms of, what it was built for. The mechanics during the time said it was very easy and modularly, easy to work with, aka, you could take out a wheel or an aircraft, a wing or an elevator and fit it onto the broken one. It was also very, very durable in terms of what it was built for. It was simple, and it also implemented the delta wing design. Now, it was powered by a turbofan jet engine, aka the R13F300. Now, this did pump out, as you can see on the screen, a maximum of 3,920 kilograms of thrust, and with afterburners on, 7,300 kilograms of thrust. Now, that is a significantly good aircraft in terms of what it was made for. Now, its counterpart, which was the F4 Phantom II, created a big dogfight in terms of what they were built for. Now, both aircraft were equally as good, but both aircraft had two of the same problems. And that was the lack of any guns, at least in the earlier production models. Now, it was believed during this time that Mach 2 jet fighters and missiles were the way of the future, at least in terms of how the era proceeded over time. Now, this created an issue. Very low gun capacity and leaving both aircraft dead in the water once both aircraft have been using up all their missiles. That left an issue. Where does that go? Well, that was an answer to the MiG-21 SMT. They did away with the 30mm cannons that were placed on the F models, and it replaced them with 23mm GSH-23L cannons. The problem with this is they were low velocity but high rate of fire. So, in turn, made it very difficult for pilots to aim at the time. Now, the next question to this video is, how would you play it, and how can I be effective in this jet? Well, those are two very subjective questions, as each aircraft, tank, or ship in the game is subjective and depends on how you play, and depends on what map you are on, or who's on your team, what nation, because in all reality, you can take the most derpiest, let's put it that way, aircraft, tank, or ship, or whatever you want to call it in game, and you can still do good with it. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've done it. So let's just give it a basic. I'll give you a basic answer. The MiG-21 performs very well at high altitude. It also performs very well at high speed maneuvering, but if you are low on speed, it's going to struggle. Now, against what aircraft, that it solely depends on who your enemy is. For example, the J-35 is highly maneuverable and has really good missiles. If you watch my other video, 20 Gs, don't get into a dogfight with that thing. You will lose. And of course, that doesn't mean you won't lose in an acceleration. And if you're going up against a Mirage 3, the Mirage 3 does have better maneuverability in terms of low speed. The MiG-21 has a better maneuverability at high speed. The F4 Phantom is a brick. If you can catch it at low speed, you will succeed. Now keep in mind that the meta at top tier is also missile, radar. Now, I personally would a sole believer that the guns are still adequate, so I try to use my guns, but if I can, Now, the aircraft where this aircraft excels at is acceleration. Hehehe, no pun intended. But in all seriousness, this aircraft's acceleration is what it gives it its main advantage. At top tier, this aircraft just keep going in a straight line and you will out accelerate a Phantom, an F-35J Draken, and so on. So keep in mind, how I play this doesn't necessarily mean you, the individual, has to play it. You can play it however you want. Just keep in mind that anything I do in this video is my type of style to play it. So with that being said, let's move on to some gameplay, shall we? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on Ruhr. Let's see here. So I have to be careful because in the last game I was in, I got radared and yeah, which kind of sucks, not gonna lie. There we go. Let's level out a little bit. Lightning up high. Shit. Where? Saw that. Back around. Anyone above me? No. Okay, we're gonna go for that F-104. Actually, whatever's the closest target, to be honest with you. Let's go with the Lightning. Maybe? Okay. F4C on the ground. Completely on the deck. Okay, no. Alright, oh shit. Okay, let's go turn around. Behind me? No. Yeah. You gotta be very situational awareness. Sorry if I'm not talking, it's just... Oh, it's... let's go for the F-100. It's probably gonna miss, honestly. Okay, got him. Sweet. Okay. Turn back around. 5-minute battle. Yeah, unfortunately, this is how the gameplay is. The MiG-21 is not bad by any means but right now with the new missile system, it becomes very, very high situational awareness gameplay. Otherwise, you're gonna get swamped. Oh shit! That speed indicator scared the shit out of me, to be honest with you. Alright. Now, a lot of you may think, okay, yeah, it's true. You know, at this meta, it's like you're being handheld, but I would have to disagree in some aspects, because this is what modern jets are of today, if not even more deadlier and more technologically advanced. But keep in mind, it doesn't mean I don't know. Oh shit, hello. Let's not do that. Okay, is he gonna swap? Yeah. Well then, that works too. Well, 3 kills in 1 game. 5-6 minutes, not too bad. But it all comes down to situational awareness due to the new missile system, so you constantly have to look over your back. You don't get a warning indicator. But the MiG-21 is really fun to play, just maneuverable, all around, good fighter and interceptor. So with that being said, let's move on to the next gameplay, shall we? Alright guys, here we are on Korea. Let's see here. God, this is a beautiful aircraft though, I'll tell you that much. Excuse me, guys. Okay, mixed battle, as expected. Okay, lots of enemies down low. See what we can do. God, I'm in love with this aircraft. Ah, one of my favorite aircraft to fly in this game. I prefer this one over the German one, but that's just personal preference. This guy looks like he's singling himself out. Got him. Oh, jeez. Let's just turn. Okay, cool. That is a lot of fucking nope. Alright, let's turn back around. Make sure no one's around us. I'm gonna go with that MiG-21 over there. Nope. Okay, we're going for the E version. Actually, it's over the J6. J6 is a lot more vulnerable. Oof. That snapshot though. Kill assist, that's fine. 3 more targets left. We're going after the F-104 over there. Let's head towards us. The missiles are going to be completely useless. Okay, no, he's not. 7 kilometers. See if we can get this guy. Unless he's gonna... Okay. Let's go back, turn around. I think that MiG-21 is going to get him. Come on, buddy, I believe in you. Come on, buddy, get that ace. Okay, if not, don't get in the way, man. Got him. Oh, I had my air brakes on the whole time. Oh, it worked for the best. Alright, overall guys, what you need to understand is that the MiG-21 is a very versatile aircraft in certain situations. The MiG-21 is best used at high speeds. Keep that in mind, as you can see while I was tossing and turning. So, with that being said, overall the playability of the MiG-21 is fantastic and it is so much fun. Alright, let's go get to the post-game results and I'll give you my conclusion. So, what you guys have to understand is the MiG-21 is such a versatile aircraft, but it is good in some situations and good in not so good situations. What it comes down to top tier, especially the MiG-21, since it does not have, you know, flares, is you're constantly going to have to look down your back, and you're going to have high situational awareness. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!